Chapter 124. Emma was a little dispirited after ending the call. Alex asked out of concern, "What's wrong?" Emma briefly told Alex about Lady Richard's request. Alex nodded and suggested, "Why don't you ask Diamond Group to prepay $30 million for the project?" Emma gasped in shock and said, "How can I do that? They are out of our league. It's a pleasure to work with them. We will be looked down upon if we ask them to pay before the execution of the project." Alex shouted internally, "Your husband owns Diamond Group. How dare anyone look down on you for a mere $30 million? But Emma couldn't read his mind. She had no idea what he was thinking. After a sigh, she said, "I think I'll better go and talk to Mr. Swift." "I'll go with you." "No, you can't," Emma uttered. "Who brings their husbands to meetings? It's so unprofessional." Then, she added, "Just stay at home. Go out if you're really bored. There's nothing much to do at home anyway." Alex decided to keep quiet after seeing her firm attitude. He knew that his wife had always been an independent and dedicated businesswoman. She hoped that she could achieve many accomplishments with her own efforts. It wasn't any harm to let her try her best. If it didn't work, he was always there to help her secretly. After breakfast, Emma made an appointment with Swift and drove to Gold Class Enterprise alone. Gold Class Enterprise was one of the largest building materials companies in Orris Hill and even in the West region. It mainly engaged in various steel and metal building materials, and it was the indispensable supplier for large-scale real estate projects. Swift was born to an impoverished family. However, he struck the jackpot when he married a wife from a rich and powerful family. Thanks to the help and support from his wife and her family, he was able to start and develop his business on such a massive scale. Swift was also famously known as a henpecked husband. Although his wife was very ugly, he never had any sorts of affairs or rumors. Hence, he had built quite a good reputation in town as a good husband. His company was located on the outskirts of the city with a large factory that occupied thousands of acres of land. Emma drove to the entrance of the office building and Swift was already there waiting in the lobby. Swift put on an enthusiastic smile as soon as his eyes fell on her. He walked to Emma, offered his hand, and said, "Hi, Miss Richard, welcome. I should have sent a car to you instead. I'm so sorry." Emma took his hand and shook it politely. "Mr. Swift, you're welcome." She wanted to withdraw her hand, but Swift clutched on her hand tightly and refused to let go. In fact, he held it tighter and tighter. Emma used a lot of strength to finally pull her hand off his grip. She glared at him and said with a wary expression, "Mr. Swift, you." Swift scratched his head and laughed coyly. "I'm so sorry. I've heard a lot of rumors about how gorgeous and beautiful Miss Richard is, and I'm completely mesmerized now that I get to meet you in person today. I'm sorry for scaring you. Please forgive me." Emma was a little relieved to see he was so frank about his behavior and the immediate apology. Swift extended his arm towards the office and said with a smile, "Miss Richard, let's go to my office.